Hi everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot. We are doing another round of free speed readings. This is where I challenge myself to complete the actual reading part within 5 minutes per question or per querence situation or question. And I put the call out last week for people to submit their questions for readings, and people so graciously did. So thank you all for taking the time to submit your questions, and they were thoughtful, great questions that I could really dig into. So like I did last time, I am going to lay out the cards first and then start the timer when it's time for me to start doing the reading and conveying the information based on the querence question and based on the spreads I may have created. Some of the people, I did not create all out spreads, or I'm not going to do a full on spread. I'm just going to have a discussion like the first gal I'm going to do. But then there's going to be some that do require spreads. So you'll see differences and variations and you know, based on the kind of questions that come up, you'll see why I did what I did, or why I chose to do the spreads the way I did. And last time I did a month-long speed reading challenge for myself, I had said 3 minutes, but now I'm doing 5 minutes because I find that 5 minutes is a little bit more time to really convey that last bit of info that needs to be given. And just so you all know that even though this is just one free week of 5-minute readings, at my Etsy store and at abundantlifetarot.com, I do also offer where you can book 5-minute speed readings or 10-minute speed readings. I think it goes 5, 10, 15, 20-minute speed readings. So you have that option as well. So, yep, let's go ahead and get started. So just so you might hear some rustling of papers, these are my notes. I can barely even understand my own handwriting, but these are the notes for each person's question, and then some of them have spreads, so we'll see how this works out for me. And the first person that's up is Melissa. Melissa wants to know, will she gain stability in her job? And she wants to know what's next in her love life. And she's been thinking about a particular person. She has a particular person in mind. But I want to open the spiritual floor, if you will, to greater insight from Spirit on what she should do to bring more love into her life. And what is next in her love life. Maybe not so pigeonholed to this one person that she's thinking about, but in general. All right, so let's get started. First, I'm going to lay out the cards that I wish to lay out, and then we're going to go do the reading. First up, we're just going to look for Melissa at the overall overarching energies for the month in terms of love and finances, just in terms of life in general for Melissa. Okay. Any other messages, Spirit? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, then I'm going to pull some more. What does Melissa need to surrender in order to live her best life, to bring love and abundance into her life? What does she need to surrender now that can bring almost instant relief to her? Okay. Any other messages, Spirit? Thank you. And you see why I don't consider the timer when I'm shuffling. I primarily work with jumping cards. That is how I feel like I dialogue with Spirit, or my connection to the universal flow. And that's what I do. Every now and then I'm called to pull, or I'm called to maybe spread the cards on the table. But rarely. It's usually jumpers. So I don't penalize my folks for that, for my quirk. All right, and then we're gonna do some love here. So what's happening in terms of love, and what advice do you have for Melissa, Spirit? What's happening? What's next? I apologize for the background noises. Okay. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And then we get the abundance. What's happening for abundance, and how can she bring more in? Okay. Any other messages about her abundance? Thank you, Spirit. All right, and then we're going to finally get some tarot guidance in terms of love. Give me a card, Spirit, representing her love life, representing Melissa's love life. Card or two. Representing. Thank you. I don't know why they're screaming, making all those noises. Maybe a game going on? I don't know what's going on. Somebody's screaming. All right, and then what's going on in her work life? What's going on? What's to come? Okay. Any other messages? Okay. All right. Just get everything set up here. Bring everything down because I want to talk about them all at once when I hit that timer. Okay. I have to bring those down here. Okay. Here we go. Starting the timer. Okay, Melissa. So I always like to look at the overall energies, and right now we have wounded. You're dealing with some current wounds, where some current heartaches. Maybe this particular person is letting you down, and it's just kind of reopening some old wounds that you have today in the present. If you are wishing to have a different outcome, now is the time to heal those old wounds and manifest some healing surrounding it. But you're going to have to forgive and learn from your prior relationships and your prior mistakes in your relationships. You can manifest love. You can manifest abundance, but you now need to get to a place where you start to rely more on your inner guidance, your intuition, your higher self connection. And you also need to surrender low self-esteem. This seems to be an underpining thing, or something kind of like underneath the surface for you, that you may not even see at first. It may not even seem like you would have low self-esteem, but Spirit is saying, no, I see it for what it is. Surrender low self-esteem surrounding your love life and your business affairs. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So that's what this is talking about here. You have the power to manifest what you wish to have, but you're going to have to follow your intuition and surrender low self-esteem. Also, in terms of manifesting what you would like, and then having more abundance come into your life, you need to detox your friendships and no more complaining about your finances or about your work life. It's now time to set some new intentions and to then start taking action steps to move away from the stagnant career that you feel like you're in. detox your friendships. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your association and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. No more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. And this is great because in terms of the cards representing your finances, your career, your job, you have Ace of Wands, new beginnings and new passion pursuits just right around the corner. Once you make that decision to stop believing your ego hype, telling you you can't do this, you can't do that, it literally will be like a light switch, and then you will be going on the fool's journey, having a new job opportunity, having a new opportunity to do something else even with your current employer. But it's gonna have to be you changing your mind about things, and really look, every time you feel and see a negative thought come up, you need to eradicate it. You also, in terms of bringing love into your life, you need to forgive and you need to learn. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And this person that you've been asking about is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life, but it's not going to be on your timing. It's going to be on his timing. Now, he is worth waiting for. He does have feelings for you, but it may not be on your timetable. And you now have to get back to your intuition and ask yourself, do you want to wait for him? You have over here the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Wands when we're talking about your love life, what's happening and what's to come. It's worth waiting for, worth diligently working towards your passion in your love life, but it's going to take a good while to produce those results. And it's going to take you doing all the tending to this relationship. You have to ask yourself, do you want that? Or do you want something a little more balanced? Yes, you're really finally starting to see the fruits of your labor. Like, he'll start calling you more. He'll start doing things that make you happy and feel confident and secure. But you all are starting from this place of the Seven of Swords, where you feel like he's kind of stolen your heart. He takes off when he stealthily goes away when he needs to be there with you. And it doesn't feel very secure in a relationship. He is worth waiting for, but we're talking a lot of time to get him ready to where you want to be. And you need to surrender your low self-esteem and maybe start dating others. And he might come around at that point. That might help this particular gentleman you're asking about speed up his growth if he sees you trying to move on. All right, my dear, I hope that answers your question. That's your forecast. And yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to do a reading for you. I'm going to take a picture and clear the table for the next reading. Tamikka, this is your reading now. And before we get started doing the 5-minute reading, I asked these life purpose, or I asked Spirit using the life purpose reading cards from Doreen Virtue about what type of work, that maybe perhaps you're doing, or what vein is it in, and what any advice pertaining to your life purpose does Spirit have. And the 2 cards that jumped was counseling, you heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathic ear. So either this is, maybe your business surrounds some aspect of having to counsel or provide advice for people. And then the trust card comes up. It says, trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. And so we'll talk more about the trust card, basically listening to your intuition. What is your gut saying about what to do next in your business? And whatever it is, this card is confirmation that that is the right move to go, and that you already know. But we're going to delve into your reading, which I'm excited to do. So we're going to do a 3-card spread with the tarot. We're going to lay out the cards first. I'm going to lay out some additional oracle cards, and then we're going to time it for 5 minutes as I do the reading portion. But I kind of cheated because I was being nosy, and I asked Spirit about some stuff before we got started, so everyone forgive me for that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we are doing the textured tarot. I love this deck. And we're going to do a 3-card spread. The first card is going to represent Tamikka's business. Okay. The next card we are looking for is a card to represent your purpose. And then finally, a card to represent the direction that you should take for your business. Oh, the Empress. Something told me to use this deck for your reading. I was like, do I do a test run? I'm not sure because it's new and I don't like to use brand new decks to me for readings for others. I usually do test run readings for myself or for readings for my relatives or my close friends. So, yay. This looks great. Okay. All right. So now we're going to pull some stuff from the Oracle. Spirit, we're looking for some soul tree spiritual advice for Tamikka regarding her business, discussing for her purpose in life. Give me something I can work with, preferably 1 card, please. Because I only have 5 minutes. Okay, energy. And I'll use the Work Your Light Oracle. Again, Spirit, we're looking for some additional advice for Tamikka pertaining to her life purpose and her business. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. We might have to consult the guidebook. This is new to me. That's going to take some time out of the reading, but that's okay. Small sacrifice. Move you guys over here. Okay. And put you like so. And then we're going to get something from the Sacred Creators for our business owner, Tamikka. Spirit, what business advice do we have for her? Cut the cords of doubt. And then there's a blank card in here. And I know that that's usually just a extra card or what have you. But I consider it as a part of the deck, like the unknown, like, okay, it's up to you now kind of card, if you will. And this says cut the cords of doubt. It's going to be an interesting reading, actually. So I'm going to put you like so. Move you guys out of the way. I hope you brought your tea, because the reading part is only 5 minutes, but me prepping and moving things around, you guys are being subjected to. Sorry. I like to just have you be a part of the process. So, yeah, that's the longer part. And then finally, we want some animal wisdom, some animal ally wisdom for Tamikka towards her business. What do we have for her? I want just 1 animal card, please, Spirit. Thank you. No, it keeps coming out the same. No, that might be. If this is the 3rd time it comes out, then I know I have to abide. It's not just me being clumsy. Spirit, some animal ally guidance pertaining to Tamikka's business would be so greatly will appreciate it. The squirrel. This is interesting. You guys over here. Scooch. Okay, now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of the reading. Okay, so this card represents your business, the World card. It actually, your whole entire reading tells me that you are enthusiastic about your business. You do want it to succeed, and actually with the World card behind it, it has the potential to succeed and be successful for you. But you, with businesses, and what I'm learning my own self is that it is an ebb and flow process. Success isn't always, these big successes. Sometimes they're little small successes. Sometimes they're few and far between in the beginning, but it's worthwhile. The World card tells us that. We have the Moon card representing your purpose. It's still kind of a little murky to you, but it's starting to come out from the shadows. You're starting to see your purpose revealed, and perhaps even revealed through your business. But if it's not revealed through your business, you may want to take stock of that at this point, because if you want to really be happy and have a successful and thriving business, it really does need to be from your passion place, from a place that blossoms up continually for a good while. And if it's not, then you need to trust. If your gut is telling you this isn't going to be what it is, then it's time to move on. But if your gut is saying no, this is it, this is what you've been waiting for, the light will start to shine, the moonlight will start to illuminate, and you will start to blossom and grow. This business will start to blossom and to grow. Your purpose will grow as a result of you pursuing this business. We know that this is a positive thing to pursue because of the Empress. The Empress is representing the direction you are to take next. It is all about birthing this business, going that creative path, going on and saying, I'm going to birth this. I have started the gestational point, and now it needs to be birthed into the world, and then I need to tend to it till I no longer can tend to it. That's where you are. This card is confirmation that yes, you need to take the direction of, maybe brainstorming new ways to do your business versus maybe how you've been doing it before, or how you've been thinking. Maybe going on a quick little getaway just to kind of disconnect from your business for a moment, just to be able to brainstorm about other things you want to do, and then tie that back into your business. Because sometimes we get caught up in how it should look, how it should be going, but it may not be going anywhere if you're just kind of grinding to a halt and not able to move forward. We have the energy card for the tree. This is saying that now Spirit's going to require a lot of energy from you to ramp up moving forward and getting the job done, for getting your business off the ground. Put forth the energy. It is a worthwhile cause. And Spirit is also giving you yet more confirmation to cut the cords of doubt about your business. Go into the unknown. Take a chance. Try it out. Give people a little, what do they call those? Kind of like what I'm doing here, free little samples of what you do. Trial, like a little trial period. So if you may have already been past that point, but maybe a trial in a new arm, a new area of your business. Maybe you go into, maybe if you're some kind of life coach, maybe you have some different offerings on your website about downloads, about, affirmations, or whatever the case may be. It's going to require a lot of energy though, so be prepared for that. The squirrel card is about taking stock of what you've got going on, stacking up pulling up your energies. And I want to look at break the chain. really fast. Oh my gosh, this is running out of time. Break the chain. Because obviously break the chain of doubt is what I'm getting. Break the chain of doubt, but I don't see. There we go, 78. Oh my gosh, okay. And so, let's see, you're being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being with that no longer serve you. So what are old ways of being? Oh gosh, darn it. Anyways, I get a sense that in order to take it to a new direction, you need to believe that it is now time for your business to be here, to be thriving, to go in that new direction. Look at the cards here. I'm going to take a picture and pause and take stock of some clues to you about what you should do next in your business. Maybe if you're not doing some aspect of counseling in your business, maybe, maybe you're, I don't know if you're in a metaphysical business. I didn't ask. I didn't want, you didn't need to tell me, but perhaps you hadn't thought of the counseling piece. And now this is confirmation that, you should consider that in the new direction for your business, or offering some online services. And again, cutting the cords of doubt. You've got this. Go forth and prosper. I'm like, oh, break the chains, break the chains. Anyways, thank you, Tamikka, for your support and submitting your question. Yeah, much love to you. Hello, Footloose. This is your reading, and your 5-minute speed reading. We're going to do a 3-card tarot spread, and then as I'm intuitively called, I will pull a couple of cards if we have time from the oracle. But first we're going to knock through the tarot, because I have a specific spread for you. I'm going to lay out the cards, then I'm going to do the reading in 5 minutes with the timer. Okay, so Footloose has a great question. She says or asks, how can I leave a stagnant career for a new one while being financially sound for her family? So that's a great question, right? We have the first card is going to represent her stagnant career. Card, please give us a card in Footloose to represent Footloose's stagnant career. Okay. Please give us a card to represent advice on remaining financially stable during this transition from her current career to her next career, like a bridge. What advice, Spirit, do you have? Okay. And finally, cards that represent your new purpose, your new passion, your career. Or Footloose. Let's see. This is like the outcome card. And what's next? The universe card. That's awesome. It's really good. So you should be encouraged by this, my dear, because this is saying you inquiring about this is important, because it's really important that now you really start to look at your future and start to move in a different direction than you know deep down in your heart that you can't stay in a stagnant situation forever. It is time to move forward. I'm going to look and see what I'm called to pull from. Any words of wisdom from this deck, Spirit, for Footloose? What do you need to surrender in order to move on successfully and being financially stable? What do you need to surrender? What does Footloose need to surrender? Okay. And finally, any soul trees wisdom. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to move some of these over here so I have room to discuss some things with you. Ask also the sacred creators. Spirit, any other wisdom for Footloose that we should share? Okay. Hopefully we have time for my grandiose spread. We'll see. You can see everything. Okay. All right, let's get ready to start finally. Okay, my dear. So, first card that I asked about was what card represents your current career, the one that you feel stagnant in. It's the Ten of Cups. You've reached or has gone as far as you can with this job. We know that because it's a 10. The 10 is about endings, but it is also about beginnings. But this job has also provided a stable foundation, a stable home, a stable life for your children, but it's just not enough to sustain you emotionally anymore. Cups represents emotions. And as much as you like to, you wish you could stay there, there won't be any more growth for you there. So this card does come as confirmation that it definitely is time to move on. The next card, let me look at my note. This next one is the advice on being financially stable and moving to a new career. Or what is that bridge? Okay, this shows you definitely moving on. 8 of Cups, going on away. The Chariot is about fast movement, moving towards a new direction with assured confidence and going, full throttle. And actually, this card confirms that you are, in fact, walking off into the good night and going off to do something else to be emotionally stimulated, like heart space filled. So you can go and do something new that's more in alignment with your soul, with gaining more in life, gaining an edge up in life. You can't do that if you stay in a place that you've hit a ceiling at. Then we have finally for the final card, like the outcome card, or what are the new passions, purposes of your career. The universe card comes up. I mean, this is a card that should to you confirm that you should to go ahead and make that decision to move and jump and do something else. Because on the other side of this is pure bliss, it's pure openness and expansion, it's growth. It's, not only connecting on a heart space, but on a global and life space for you. Like this is the next chapter of your life, so, and you're going into that unknown territory, but it can be a little scary. We know that because Spirit is telling you in this card here is to surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body around the situation, around thinking about leaving. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Get to meditating, get to praying, get to journaling, get to singing, get to dancing. Whatever you need to do to surrender stress during this time as you make this transition, you're going to need it. You need to be grounded as you go forward. Surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. These unhealthy addictions, whether it's shopping, whether it's eating, gambling, whatever it is, It will keep you thinking, and also negative thoughts. A lot of us have addictions to negative thoughts. If you continue with this addiction, you will stay in a holding pattern and will not be able to move forward. And also, you'll be financing these addictions. That's why you feel like you're in a holding pattern. Not just because you have to be the breadwinner for your family, but because there's some things you've become accustomed to that you don't want to let go. But you are going to have to be willing to surrender, laying it all on the table and saying, God, I give it all to you. I want to be of service, but I need to do something that's stimulating me more. If you don't believe in God, just say, universe, I am ready to receive something that's bigger than this. I'm ready to move on, and believe it to your core. And know you're going to be okay. You and your family are going to be fine when you take those steps, when you listen to your inner voice. You will not go wrong. Spirit is telling me to tell you, you will not go wrong. Spirit will not steer you wrong with this. The magic is going to happen when you take baby's divinely guided steps. You're going to start to see the magic unfold in your life. This card says your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. Perhaps this is the job that you're leaving, but I get a sense that maybe this is a job that you're going towards, or a career that you're going towards. And maybe you're pulling some of this from your old career to your new career. Strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous, and this too will make you even stronger. You will not believe how strong you are. Stop, drop, and bliss. This is also some advice, so you know that if this is not giving you bliss anymore, just going in the direction you're trying to go in will help you to feel better about your future. This is telling you, yeah, you may have to pennies are going to be pinched. But if you don't start to take the steps now while you currently have a job, it is going to be harder. You need to start taking steps to look at what you want to do next in your life. Even in doing an interim job between your old career and your new career, to get you into a different environment. It may seem unstable, it may seem crazy, but listen to your inner voice. If you aren't happy and it's not fun getting up in the morning and you're ready to walk away now, then get yourself ready to walk away. It's either going to be a situation where you're forced to walk away when you're really not ready, or it's going to be a situation where you can do it now. Like magic, things will unfold. Spirit is not going to let you be hungry. Set the intention that you and your family will always be taken care of, and you will. All right, my dear? So much love and many, many blessings to you. Thank you for allowing me to do a reading for you. Hi, Liz. We are now doing your Love 5-minute speed reading. First, we're just going to look at the overarching energies of what's going on, and maybe even some advice on how to allow more love into your life, whether it's from the specific person that you've asked about, or if it's just love in general. So what we're going to do before we start the clock is we are going to, or the stopwatch, we're going to lay out the cards, and I'm going to do, and then I will do the reading against the time. Okay? All right, so this is for Liz, pertaining to her love life. What's going on? What advice do you have, Spirit? Thank you for the love and light that you continuously show us. One or two cards, please. Intuition came on anyway. Any other messages, Spirit? Okay. Healing, intuition, and wisdom. Nice. Then we're going to look at the cards. Let's see. What's next for you, an angel? That's the first card from the tarot. Spirit, for Liz and Angel, what is next on their journey? What's going on? together or apart. Okay, interesting. Okay. Next cards, how can you allow more love into your life? Oh, beautiful. All right. And then finally, let's see, I think those are it. This is just a little bonus card. All right. So I'm gonna move some of my stones out of the way. Move these up here on what's going on. And then finally, the Romance Angels Oracle. What's going on with Liz and what advice? What's going on with Liz and her love life? Okay. Let's see how we're going to do this. I guess I want to be able to fit everything in here in the frame. Okay, let's get started here. Okay, so, got a little timer here. So, right here off the bat, overall energies that you're facing and going through is healing right now. There's a lot of immense healing that's happening. So be encouraged by that, okay? You may sometimes feel like it's not happening, but you are healing. There's a certain healing that's happening that you are finally experiencing, maybe with the help of some crystals, maybe with the help of some thoughts being crystallized about your worth, your value, about who you are as a person and what you have to offer in love. You're now being called to listen more to your intuition and being honest with yourself about things and picking up on things more easily. And as a result of that, you are becoming more wise, you are becoming more sure of yourself, but you need to continue to listen to your intuition, because there may be times where somebody might be doing some lip service to you, but it's your gut that's telling you what's really going on behind the scenes. So we asked here, what's next for you and Angel? Now, first I got all happy when I saw the Three of Cups. But then the Knight of Wands comes to me, and yet again, there's going to just be very soon around the corner some realizations about y'all's relationship where maybe there's some extra stuff going on. Yeah, on the surface you might be getting along, but on the backhand side, Angel's still up to his old antics. This is the Knight of Wands. He's about that movement, of that passion. So if he's not having those passionate moments with you, he's having it, with someone else. Sometimes the Three of Cups indicates a third party involved in the situation behind the scenes. So if he's not doing things with you, he is definitely sowing his oats with someone else. Now, how can you bring more love into your life? At this point, how can you allow more love into your life? We've got the Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. You have to get to a place of believing that you are deserving of love, you are worthy of love, and that you are bigger than what has been being offered to you by the men in your life. Sure, they may have all the best intentions in the world to want to be with you, but you deserve bigger, better. And the Two of Cups says, Spirit is saying, look, you can have a new budding love affair. It really is just a matter of how you look at your situation and getting on this Wheel of Fortune and saying, you know what, I've had a low point with this particular guy I've been asking about, Angel. Now I want to go up on, now the cycle is now coming up. It's my turn to be happy. I've been unhappy on this low point, and now it's time for this circle to go around full circle. So I can now move on and meet the new mate that is right around the corner from you, right under your nose. But you are being, it's like you're blinded to that. And maybe it's best that you're blinded to it. Maybe at this point you aren't ready just yet for that love of your life, that budding of, because you're still kind of healing. You're still dealing with Angel. As long as Angel's there, he's taking a valuable space for somebody else. The Six of Cups comes up. This is about, nostalgic emotions, about you feeling like you feel familiar with Angel. You guys feel both of that. You both feel that way about one another. But that it's just the Six of Cups at this point between the both of you. You'd think all this time that you guys been together, you would be at the Lover's point in the Major Arcana, or you'd be at more at the, Nine of Cups. But no, you're at the Six of Cups, where the good times are about remembering about when there were good times. You want more than that from a relationship. You want more of that Two of Cups connection energy. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So you're saying you know that to be true, so believe it and start making the effort to release Angel for good for a while. Let him go do him, you do you. You go out and make a point to make this year of the man, year of you manifesting a magnificent relationship. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. It's time to get real with Angel and say, you know what, I want more in life. You're not giving it to me. And see how he responds. Either he's going to go on this Wheel of Fortune with you and change his ways once and for all, or you're going to see what it is. You're going to see how he responds. However he responds to you, you laying it all on the line emotionally, putting it on the table. I don't normally advise people to do that, but I think it's important for you to do that. Do that and see how he responds. And that's where you need to go next. Okay? All right, my dear. Thank you so much for allowing me to do another reading for you. Much love, many blessings. Bye. Hi there. All right, Miss Lisa, we are now doing your reading. Before we get started, I'm just going to say that Lisa wants to know, will my family and I find a new house to live in this summer? So I am doing a 4-card tarot spread, and then being led to a couple of different oracle decks, if time permitting, to pull from pertaining to her question. This is a really good question, so let's go ahead and get started. And like I said, before I start with the clock, I'm going to shuffle and lay out all the cards. All right, the first card is the present situation for Lisa and her family. A card that represents the present situation for Lisa and her family. Okay. I guess we'll have 2 cards that represent that. Next card is, what is it for Lisa and her family to do? What's to do next? What to do? Okay. What to avoid? I guess this is what to do. What to avoid. And finally, the outcome card. Will you find a new home? Okay. All right, so yeah, we may or may not have time for another. This is like kind of what to do, what to avoid, outcome, what's going on and what advice do you have for Lisa? Interesting. Maybe that's not even totally related to your moving, but okay. We'll go with it. I don't understand that, but we'll go with it. And then finally, what do you need to surrender? Okay. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so the first cards represent, the first card is present situation. So the Seven of Swords is about, you know, feeling like, you know, so maybe someone's taking advantage of a situation, feeling like it is time to maybe go off into the cold night, time to leave a situation, time to try to get the upper hand, time to strategize and really try to make moves to go do something else. And this has all been weighing heavily on your mind. No, Bishop. Bishop, no. Bishop. Oh my goodness. And then we have the Cups. I apologize. The Knight of Cups. Bishop. Ella, do me a favor. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Daniel, for getting. I'm going to have to add an extra minute to your reading. So anyways, Lisa, you have the lovely Knight of Cups. And so that says here that you are about wanting to make moves for the happiness of your family. And this signifies that you will, in fact, start to make strides to move in the summer. The Cups is a summertime representation in the tarot. So to answer your question, yes, there will be some movement for you. We have the Four of Swords. So what to do? What to do is kind of, you know, sit, surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So when you start to feel stress, when you start to feel like you just are so stressed out about the situation, that's not going to help at all. What will help, though, is taking some time to rest, taking some time to have some quiet stillness to figure out things. If you don't, what may happen is you could end up getting sick. You could get, you know, being forced to lay down, forced to be quiet and surrender. Things to avoid in this situation is Ten of Swords. Well, the Ten of Swords is also, and you also have the Death card that comes up. So about endings, something really coming to an end, no doubt about it. But both with the Death card as well as with the Ten of Swords, it is about endings and it's also about new beginnings, things turning around. A situation, you know, you see the Hierophant right here, you know, social norms, having to sign contracts, doing, you know, stepping up in life in terms of having a better position for your family, a better home. But it's not going to come without some stress for you. It's not going to come without worry. It says, take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So again, this is advice from Spirit to you on what to do in this situation, you know, and then you are going to cast your net out wide in terms of moving, you know, think outside the box. If you get to a place of stillness and meditation, even if you do walking meditations, you will get to a place where you're going to be like, oh, let me check here. Let me check there. Let me check Craigslist. Let me check this place. Let me check this other place. Let me put the word out on Facebook that I'm looking for a place. Whatever the case may be, That's how you're going to be getting those divine hits. That's how you're going to get that. Windfall is usually about money coming at you. So there's going to be a windfall of money, the ability, so you will be able to make a move. Maybe you sell something. Maybe someone gets a bonus. Maybe finally some tax monies comes through. But regardless, you're going to get the money to be able to successfully move. This is gracefully aging. I am not sure why the gracefully aging card is in here for this reading, but let's see what the keywords say. It says, caring for aging parents or other elders, learning from an elder, a change in beauty care routines, preparing for retirement. So maybe in your new home, it's time to think about a place where you could really settle down and retire, as opposed to some place that's really flashy and kind of pricey. Think about something where you would be able to afford if you had to go down to one income, if you had to go down to no incomes. What would that look like for you? What kind of place would that be? Where would that place be? But nevertheless, with the death card, the Ten of Swords, there's definitely movement, and there's definitely movement during the summertime. So there's that. I hope that answers your question, Lisa. Thank you so much for submitting your question. I appreciate you. Much love, many blessings. Have a great summer and a successful move. Remember, surrender stress, and when necessary, surrender to silence. Start to practice that. The Queen of Swords says, you got this. You're going to master this. You're going to steer your family to success. You see, look at this. Look at her peoples all around her. You got this. This is the King of Swords, and this is a crone-esque deck where the women are the kings. So you got it. You're a boss. All right, boss lady. Thank you again. Much love. Hello, Denise. We are now doing your reading. You wanted to just, I guess, have a general reading about, you wanted to know more about your finances and love. You didn't say anything specific or ask about a specific person. So we're going to do a general reading for you in both those areas. We're going to do a 4-card tarot spread, and then I'm going to intuitively pull from some decks. We're going to lay all the cards out, then start the timer as I do the reading for you, okay? Okie dokie. So let's get started here. Thank you, Spirit. First up, card 1 is what's next in love for Denise. What is next in love, in her love life, in your love life? Okay, and what advice do you have for Denise for her love life, Spirit? Okay, nice. And then, what's next for Denise in finances? I'd like to have 1 card, please. Thank you, Spirit. What's next for her in finances? Nice, okay. 9 Pentacles. And what's the advice for Denise, Spirit? Okay. Thank you. All right. In order to have love in her life, what does Denise need to surrender in order to receive and be able to allow love? What does Denise need to surrender? Surrender frustration. What does Denise need to surrender? Surrender to joy in terms of her finances. Let's ask for some abundance advice. Spirit, please give us some abundance advice. get some love advice for Denise. Any other messages, please, Spirit? Thank you. Okay, codependency and passion. So, let's see if I can tighten up stuff here so you can see. Okay, all right, so now let's go ahead and get started on the reading. So the first question is, what's next in your love life? Well, here's Six of Swords. Five of Swords, the card preceding this, is about kind of conflict, strife, you know, just not getting along with someone, feeling kind of someone like they have the upper hand in the situation, feeling kind of defeated, or someone having the upper hand, but it's a kind of a shallow defeat. Well, the Six of Swords is about moving away from that. You're now moving into a new phase in your life, in your love life. Maybe even literally going over water, going on a trip, getting kind of your mojo back. But most importantly, moving away from kind of a situation that was full of conflict. So that's what's next in your love life. The Empress here. This is the advice card. The Empress is about, you know, the manifesting and making magic happen from within. And she taps into her intuition. She knows what she needs to do to have all the alchemic processes work together. She listens to her divine guidance. And if something is telling her not to go in that direction, she listens. If she listens to, maybe you need to get out during the day, go hang out with some friends, she listens. She also kind of holds, like, she's kind of mysterious. So when you're dating, remain as mysterious as you can, because that kind of helps keep the partner who you're trying to get guessing, and that's what keeps them wanting to come back for more. So don't just lay all your cards out on the table with them. With your love life, surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Okay, and then since we're talking about love real fast, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So if you're trying to manifest a new kind of love, you're going to have to break the cycle of codependency. It will be something that continuously plays themes in your life until you finally address why it's happening. For example, you know, like if you had, like myself personally, I had a parent who was addicted to drugs and would disappear from periods of time. I end up attracting guys who would disappear for periods of time. They would be happy, loving, great Disneyland parent, and then disappear. Great Disneyland boyfriend or husband, or not husband, but boyfriend, then disappear. It wasn't until I confronted those problems and dealt with them that things turned around and changed, and I have someone now that doesn't do those things. So look at those patterns. If you're kind of in a relationship where you're going back and forth with that person, are you addicted more to being in the relationship, or in that even if that relationship isn't healthy? If so, that is a codependent situation. Passion. Surrender to some passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. You want to be in a relationship where passion is the ruling force. That, yeah, you have ups and downs, but it's passion-filled versus conflict-filled. Let's look quickly at your abundance house. So what's happening? What's next in finances? Nine of Pentacles. This is a great card to have come up. You see this lovely lady. She's a mature lady. She's looking out. She's got pentacles. She's starting to amass things. So over the next coming months, things are going to start to look up for you. But you are also being called to be like this woman, to manage things. Sometimes, though, you're like, great, I'm going to start to have things, but I want a little bit more. Like this woman is longing for more in life, more passion, more love, more something. And then the advice card is with the Tower card, to let things, to turn things onto its head, to kind of be ready to just let things go where they may go. And if they topple and fall, they topple and fall. You know, some people have to start completely over in their finances to move forward. They have to sell the house or sell the car or pay off stuff or not file bankruptcy, or they have to do something to kind of turn things around. They have to quit their job, find a new job, and do something different. They have to turn what they thought their livelihood, with who they thought they were as a person, upside down. Savings, and then visualize in all forms. God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, helpful, positive, and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience. And also, mind your savings. If you're not saving, start saving. Even if you can only save a few dollars per paycheck or a few dollars here or there, do it anyway, and do it consistently and regularly. Pay yourself first. That is a part of your self-care. That is how you can continue to make sure you'll be okay in your future. And also, when you decide that you're going to have a big old tower moment coming up, and that tower moment is going to, you know, maybe you won't be doing the kind of work you were doing before, so savings is going to help. All right, my dear. Thank you so much, Denise, for allowing me to do the reading for you. Much love, many blessings. Bye. Hi, Ruthie. Thank you so much for allowing me to do a reading for you. We're going to do a love reading for you. Your question was, will I get married or find love? I want to ask or pose the question to Spirit a little differently. Because here's the thing. I want everyone to know what kind of reader I am, which is I am a new thought kind of tarot reader, me. And I believe that once you set the intention, once you believe it, once you affirm it, and just step out of the way of the universe and go on about your business, you will attract the love you're trying to get. It's not a matter of will, it's a matter of like, okay, allowing, and then it's happening, it's the win. So we're going to pose it a little differently. I did a spread, or I'm going to do a spread for you. I didn't actually create the spread. I borrowed the spread. And let's see, are you ready for love now? Is going to be the first question. It's going to be a 5-card spread with tarot. Then we have time. I'm going to pull a couple of cards or read a couple of cards from the oracle decks. And first I'm going to lay out all the cards on the table, then start the timer as I do the reading portion. All right, let's get started. All right, Spirit, we are looking for a card to represent, is Ruthie ready for love right now? This moment, this month. Or this moment right now, I should say, not this month. There's a card for that. For right now. And I just need one card. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. How about this month? Is Ruthie ready for love this coming month, within the next 30 days? Okay, yeah. And how about, is Ruthie ready for next month? What does she need to do next month, or what's happening next month for her in the love arena? Nice. And how about the month after, Ruthie? In terms of love, what's going on the month after for Ruthie? And then finally, the outcome beyond the 4 months. Okay, and let's. What does Ruthie need to surrender? Oh, what does Ruthie need to surrender in order to allow love, romantic love, into her life? Oh, not that many. Sorry, we only have 5 minutes. Just one or 2 messages. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get some love. So what's happening in the love arena for the oracle for Ruthie? And what advice do you have for her, Spirit? Thank you. What's next for her in love? And what advice do you have? Okay. All right, my dear, I'm going to scoop these up. I'm going to take a closer look here. Let's get started. All right, so the first card, are you ready for love this month? This is the Knight of Wands. This is about forward movement of passions, and the answer is yes. You are ready. Now, does that mean the world and the universe is ready? Well, they're going to have to try to catch up with you. The universe is catching up to you, but you are ready to share that passion. You are ready to move forward. Sometimes when I ask this question for people, what comes up is something that, a card that represents that they're not ready. And so this is not the case for you. Then I asked, what about this coming month, the next 30 days? You want to build a foundation with someone. This is the Four of Wands. This is about celebrating something. You are ready to even perhaps marry. You are ready. So what this tells me here, my dear, is that it's all about you setting the intention and putting yourself and positioning yourself in the right spots and leaning on the right people in order to start making those love connections. This is normally a card that comes up for marriage, especially when we have it sitting right next to the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is about celebration of emotions, and it's about having good times. So this card comes up for next month. So you're going to be hanging out with friends, surrendering to receiving support and love. They may be the ones to say, hey, have you tried, online dating, or have you met so-and-so, or do you know that, we're going to the singles event. You having fun with your friends or getting out, making new friends is going to lead to positioning you to being in a place where you can meet someone or deepen a connection with someone. So that's beautiful. Then we say for number 4, let's see, this is the first card this month, next month after. 8 of Pentacles finds you busily kind of working on your home, working in your life, not really focused so much on love, but maybe, in the back burner, you've already kind of planted the seeds here. So things may cool during this time period, the month after these other months. Things will have cooled down. But in the end, the outcome card is the Knight of Swords. This is just also saying advice. Don't rush into things per se. Don't just fly through things. But this also represents a person or a gentleman who could be coming forth finally in the next 6 months or so into your life, when you'll finally be able to have that love connection. This man is a Knight of Swords, very mentally, very intelligent, very cerebral though, very in his head, but you're going to be very attracted to him. Some advice here, it says surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. Flirt. extend your lighthearted energy to others. And flirting is not just about flirting with a potential mate. It's also about flirting with like life and having fun. It's also about flirting with people. You know, I've always been kind of accused of being a flirt myself, where people are like, you could flirt the pants off of a woman, a man, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if you're heterosexual or not, but have fun. This reading is about, yeah, no doubt, you are ready for love. He is right there. But you're going to have to now be open to allowing the universe to come in and do Spirit's thing. But it's going to take you surrendering to receiving its support and love from perhaps some well-meaning girlfriends where you guys hang out and go out, or they hook you up with someone, or they introduce you to someone. And this card is about doing the work. Eight of Pentacles is about, you know, making your heart space, your home, your body, everything ready for love. Since this is a love reading, although the Eight of Pentacles is about work, and it could show that during this time period, you're not going to be so focused on love. And that's when those romantic feelings come into play. That's when you least expect it. In 6 months' time, when you least expect it, this person's going to come through. But you're going to have to look at this reading again, do what is advised, and you won't be steered wrong. But you can't just sit idly hoping that the universe is going to make it happen for you. You're going to have to get to a place of receiving help, receiving support, but also putting yourself out there, going out into the universe and having fun, getting distracted with other things in your life, flirt, and then pursue those romantic feelings that you've got, that you're ready for. You are ready for love, no doubt. Now it's just a matter of changing your mindset and positioning yourself for love. Thank you so much, Ruthie, for your wonderful question. And much love to you. Have a great summer. Bye. Hi, Wendy. This is your 5-minute speed reading. You ask a great question. And it's, what's the energy surrounding a move for my family and I from Australia to Washington State? And so I am going to do a spread for you. And this spread is a 5-card or 5-question spread. I'm going to lay out all the cards on the table and then do the reading. I'm going to, if we have time, read some oracle cards that I'm intuitively called to pull from. But we'll see how much time we have, because the tarot might have lots to say, or Spirit may have lots to say through the tarot. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, Spirit, the first question we're looking at, what are the energies surrounding staying where Wendy is currently at, for her family to stay? Give us a card that represents that. The Magician. Okay, what are the energies surrounding Wendy, are you and your family moving to Washington State? Within, say, right away or soon. Oh, okay. Looking at your options, possibly being happy to do so, but the Magician is quite cool. Looks like you built quite a nice life where you're currently at. All right. And then number 3, what to do? What should Wendy do? What should her family do in terms of whether to move or not? Okay. What to avoid? What to avoid? What? Okay. And the outcome. What's the outcome of this for Wendy and her family and her request? Page of Wands. Okay. Put you up there. What's going Wendy's family that could affect the move or encourage the move along? What's happening in their life that could either push the move to Washington forward or... Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask the Sacred Creators any advice from this card. If not, then we'll move on to any other decks. Spirit, we're looking for advice for Wendy about this move to Washington for her family. Changemaker, make waves. Okay, more confirmation. Hopefully we have time to read all these cards that I'm throwing out here. I'll try. Maybe abundance advice to keep maintaining an abundance while you make a transition, or if you should make this transition. What? Okay, we'll just briefly discuss that at the end. Just some advice on what you need to do while you go through these changes and thought processes. And I think that's all we're going to have time for, if that. I mean, we may not have a lot of time. We'll see. If we have more time, which I doubt, then we will pull some additional cards or not. We'll see. I think we're going to be busy. All right. The energy surrounding your current spot, where you're at right now, Magician. Like I mentioned before, you and your family have built a beautiful place, you know, a magical place or a magical situation by moving, like you moving across, you know, the world, and you considering moving back across the world again. Like, you know, some people who are looking from the outside looking at you would see you guys like magicians. So you've got a good thing going, but I could see why you don't want to necessarily be stuck here. You want growth. You want to move up and move through the major arcana. You don't want to be at like number one. I mean, yeah, it's number one right now, but that'll get boring. You want to go through the whole fool's journey. And so then we ask, what are the energies surrounding your family moving to Washington State? 2 of Cups and then 9 of Cups. Initially, only maybe some of you will be in love with the idea of going, you know, not all of you. And then eventually all of you will be on board to go back. And it's something that you're going to have to emotionally get a buy-in from your family members in order to make this a successful move, because they're leaving, you know, some of them are leaving, like your spouse is leaving their way of life, how they know it. You all have become accustomed to a certain way of life. You're going to have a new way of life. So it's going to be very important to have a buy-in from everyone. But this card looks like you will. It looks like, you know, there will be a unity about this decision. But again, at first it'll start off where not everyone is buying into it emotionally and wanting to do it. But by the end, you will be successful in convincing them, as we see this lady polishing her trophies and getting ready to move forward, move on. Then we have what to do. Page of, well, is this the what to do? Yes. Page of Wands. What to do is to go ahead and start making plans, to go ahead and be like the Page of Wands, you know, new on your journey, start embarking on a new passionate journey to get back. If you are desiring to go back to the States, this card is saying, yeah, go ahead and start planning, making strides. Pursue what stirs your soul, what your passion pursuits are. Go ahead and do that, but strategize about it. The Page of Wands is about new beginnings in your passion house, in your pursuits, your ambition house. Then it says, what to avoid. 2 of Swords is about a stalemate, sometimes indecision, being blind to the options, being blind to looking at all aspects of everything or other people's emotions or thoughts about the move. You don't want to be blind to it. You don't want to appear like you're being blind to certain things. You want to make an informed decision. So what to avoid? Indecision, or putting blinders on and not seeing everything for what it is and making an informed decision. This is the Queen of Cups, and she is about making sure that everyone is doing well emotionally, including herself. Maybe you are the Queen of Cups, but also what to avoid is, if you really feel like in your heart of hearts it's best for your family to move, don't get mired in indecision. Be like the Queen of Cups and make the decision to move forward and move your family forward. And yes, be considerate. Don't be inconsiderate of people's emotions about this. Be considerate, but also be like the Queen. You have to make decisions for the family and do what's best. But with that being said, you hold a huge responsibility like the Queen to do right by your family by being as informed as you possibly can. And then outcome card, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Pentacles, of progression, of movement forward of your home and your home life. I've got to hurry up, but this does look like you will be able to make it, but Pentacles is a slow moving energy. Pentacles takes at least a year or more to manifest. So be prepared for that. Keep the faith. This card comes up as saying, yes, if this is a confirmation to your question, then yes, keep the faith that your dream will be fulfilled. It's just going to take some work and convincing and materializing and strategizing, but it can happen. You are stronger than you know. You can do this just like you've moved before. You have done this before. Change maker, make waves. This is also confirmation that you should be doing this. You should be going over waves, making waves, shaking things up in your world, moving out of your area and doing something new. And finally, during this time, as you start to think about this, exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. The key to manifesting quickly is to have very high energy levels, and the easiest way to increase them is through physical exercise. Choose a fun and meaningful activity so you'll look forward to exercising and it becomes its own reward. Maybe this also has something to do with a business venture that you can explore. But nevertheless, yes, it is time to make waves, change maker. It is time to do something different, but do it smartly. Do it informed, with your eyes wide open and with consideration of all the players. Okay, my dear? Hope that answers your question. Thank you so much for the opportunity to do the reading for you. I really appreciate your thoughtful email. I will be responding to you. I hope I have already responded to your email. But again, thank you. Have a blessed and wonderful summer. Much love.